Hey guys, before we get started, we want to tell you about our awesome partners, Syrah Technologies, Gregg Vet Clinic, Hicks Chicks, Kenny Chesney's Chair Bay Rum, and all of our awesome partners that you see on the screen right now. Make sure to do business with them and tell them Miss Lou Champion sent you. Hey guys, Ronnie Calhoun here with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight. In the studio with three of my friends today. We've got Chamber President Lynn Fortenberry Jenkins. We'll do ladies first. And our friends that listen up, y'all. We got Margaret Perkins. And who is this guy? Does anybody know this? Oh, yeah, that's Mayor Dan Gibson. That's right. I don't know if you need an introduction.
Glad to be here.
But we'll give it to you anyway. So we ran into each other last night, and you were telling me about something that is kind of near and dear to all of you guys, especially to you, Margaret, I believe. And we said, well, let's sit down and talk about it, get the word out, and let people know how they can help. So let's talk a little bit about what you guys are up to.
Well, I was actually just visiting some friends up in Charlotte, North Carolina, and when the hurricane was just beginning to happen, and quickly found out the devastation that had taken place there. And I grew up in Charlotte. Or I didn't grow up in Charlotte. I lived in Charlotte for 17 years before I moved back to Natchez. And so I've got lots of friends there, had spent a lot of time up in the mountains. I know the area as well. We used to backpack and, we've just gone to all those little towns all over the place. And so several years ago, I had gotten married in a town called Lansing. It was outside of West Jefferson. And the town that we're talking about for trying to help with supplies is Lansing. It's a small community. It's got 128 people that live there. But what happened is, I don't know if you want to talk about that now, about sort of what happened, but that,
Yeah.
the whole area, anybody knows about Hurricane Helene and what happened everywhere. This community, the reason we've targeted this community is because it's likely to be one of the last communities to get a lot of help. The larger communities are going to have a lot of help, and everybody's going to flood those. And then, so we picked up Lansing, and it's part of Ashe County. West Jefferson is the county seat. It's about the size of Natchez. And then there's Lansing and other smaller communities that are, dispersed among the rural county. So the creek, I think it's Horsebend Creek, usually about 30 feet wide during the hurricane, became about 200 yards wide. Wow. And it's in a valley. So it just sort of took out everything, and it flooded all of the buildings, all of the businesses, about 10 feet of water. So imagine that in your home, your business, anything.
You were telling Melissa in her store, you were like, correct. Imagine 10 feet of water in here.
Yeah, and all of your merchandise, all of, if it's a grocery store,
unbelievable.
All of the food, all of the freezers, it's all gone. And the water comes in, it brought about a foot of mud with it and everything else that came in. And then the water receded and whatever's left. So the situation that they're in right now is pretty dire. You've had a lot of volunteers come in, but they need a lot of help because every one of those buildings and homes that were in the way, all of that's got to be gutted. So all the drywall, all of the insulation, pretty much everything to the studs. Hopefully everything's okay. Flooring, everything. So, not to mention, they're still trying to find people that have not been located. Food, water, shelter. So think of anything that we normally have readily available to us every day. There's nothing. And so whoever is in the community needs every single thing that can be brought in. So, food, water, clothing. They're about to go into winter. So this is in the mountains of North Carolina. And as a matter of fact, I talked to a friend this morning. She said winter is arriving. It's been sort of a nice fall, and then winter is going to arrive like in a week. And, all of a sudden that's a whole nother set of issues.
Yeah.
So
Empower, I've been keeping up as well. So there's a Facebook page. It's called Lansing, North Carolina in the Know. And there was a notice on there today that it'll be at least another week before they'll even get to them for power. So this is something that I've also been there. It's beautiful. The people there are great. Obviously, they're resilient. They're mountain people, so we know they're going to overcome it. But this is something realistically that I think Natchez as a community, this is something we can handle. Obviously, if it grows into something more than that, then we can spread to West Jefferson and eventually get to the Boone area. But this is a location that's pretty remote. You have to want to be going there to get there, kind of like Natchez.
Yep.
So we really feel like, as far as the supplies and things, but even just reading about what's going on, if you want to volunteer there, they're very specific, saying if you come here, realize there's nowhere to stay. There's no working public toilets and things like that. So if you're coming to help us, great, but obviously don't be a liability by coming and going, where's your hotel? Where's this? Where's that? So
Well, and
there are a lot of communities that are helping. So just in Margaret sharing and some of the efforts, and she can talk a little bit about that. One of her dear friends is actually on their way there or possibly there now. We just felt like as a community, there could be something we could do to help.
And
we're kind of looking at it as, I'm looking at it sort of like we're adopting that community. You know, we're adopting them sort of as a friend of Natchez. And interestingly, and it's a little weird side note, we met all these people in Lansing who Lynn has known, but there is a woman who just came through Natchez from Lansing, started on the same creek, went through the rivers, floated up. And did you know this?
I didn't.
Okay, so there's a woman who is a friend of this other person that I know in Lansing. She's from Lansing. She is a gardener there, and she also raises animals and this, that, and the other. But she kayaked all the way. So she went those rivers up into West Virginia. They hit the Ohio River, came to the Mississippi River, went to mile 0 on the Mississippi River, and just stayed here with us for 3 nights 2 weeks ago.
And we're at mile 363.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a long way.
So, I mean, it is, and she, by herself.
Wow.
Totally by herself. And she was from Lansing. So there's this other connection. She's now been here. There's a bunch of people that are from Lansing who have been to Natchez and love Natchez. So there's just sort of this natural, hey, we really need to help these folks. And hopefully those folks will come down and visit us someday.
Well, let's talk about a little bit about what specifically you guys are putting together and how can people help? Because I know people watching this are going to, especially after hearing all that and seeing it on TV and everything, they want to help. This area, before you answer, this area, I think I've had this conversation with everybody here separately, but this area is unique in the fact that the people here are so giving.
Okay.
We don't have the most in the world. We don't have everything that a lot of big cities have. And there's just normal mid-level families that will give you everything they have.
It's amazing.
It's an amazing community.
I just spoke about that last night at the event we had for the Best of the Miss Lou, and I wrote about it in my column for this weekend that will become an e-blast. In the most generous state in America, I think it could be said that Natchez, on a per capita basis, and the entire Miss Lou, in fact, is the most giving community in America. It is phenomenal, and I am just so excited to be a part of a community that has such a big heart. And just to know Lynn, Margaret, and so many others who've gotten involved for us to adopt Lansing and to be an example to other cities and communities to do the same is a great thing.
That's right. That's right. So let's talk specifically kind of what you guys are doing and how people can help.
Okay. So when I posted my story, sort of like, please help these folks, and it really just originally started with a friend of mine who was trying to raise money quickly to actually take supplies up there today, Friday. So that was posted on like Monday or Tuesday. In 3 days, he raised $25,000.
Wow. Went
and purchased all the items that they needed to get. He also got his business partners. He's in the landscape design business partners, and they left out with like 10 trucks of, a bulldozer, all this major equipment plus supplies, and he took off and did that this morning. I know there are many people, from Charlotte to Lansing, and that's about a 2.5-hour drive. But, we would like to accomplish something similar. I don't know how much we can raise, but we're going for it. And so when I posted that, Lynn said, hey, call me tomorrow. I think we could do something citywide. And then I found out the mayor was interested. And so, and then Jan with the Democrat. So these are the partners, City of Natchez, the Chamber, Democrat, and Listen Up Y'all Media. And what we're trying to do is get donations. And we've got a long list that will be available on our website, the Democrats website, and also the Chamber.
And we've got a long list. We'll pop it on the screen too. Yeah,
exactly. And so what we've arranged is you can do a couple of different things. There's cash or check. You can give it to the Natchez Chamber. It can be cash through Venmo. They've already set up an account just for that. If we could just ask people to please note
specify
that it's for
hurricane.
Yeah, that it's for the hurricane.
Or Lansing, just some something on there so we
something
know
that's really
exactly
specific.
where it goes.
And then somebody can bring a check if they choose to do that. And then what we will do is take whatever cash we get, we will spend it in Natchez to go purchase items to go on a truck to be delivered to Lansing. If you are
Which sounds easy, but
Yeah.
it has not the logistics of going from Natchez to Lansing, North Carolina. You know, we were hoping to find a partner that might have
Yeah.
an 18-wheeler with a trailer that we could fill. You know, our local companies are
Mhm.
very eager to help, but Jordan Trucking just has a
they
flatbed.
do flatbeds. only.
So that kind of became a challenge. We have this great idea, but how can we get it there?
Right.
But we are partnering with Mover Dudes, so we will have a 26-foot truck that they will personally take everything there. Obviously, there's going to be some expenses with that, so we hopefully will get that covered. So that was the big thing, was figuring out how to get it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the roads and infrastructure and all are washed. So actually trying to do an 18-wheeler, probably maybe by the time we would go, which we'll do this next week, the next week, there might have been some more, but they're small, windy mountain roads. So we know the 26-foot trailer can make it
work.
there.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a large expense with that. So like I said,
Mhm.
hopefully we can get that, you know, collect some money to pay for just that part of it.
Yeah.
That's just getting the stuff there. In terms of fiscal items, we have teamed up with Hans Hughes in Total Storage, the
Mhm.
old Kmart building.
Mhm.
And we have a space where you'll see climate controlled, where the old Kmart doors used to be, just the
Mhm.
regular doors.
Yep.
You go in there and we will have that manned from Tuesday through Friday next week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, so that's Tuesday, October the 8th will be the first day.
Actually don't know. Is that the right date? I
Yeah,
don't
is.
know.
Tuesday,
Yeah,
October the 8th.
It is.
Yes. And so through next week, and if, you know, we get, you know, great results, then, you know, we might go for another week. Just depends on, you know,
Okay.
what kind of
Or we
results
could go
get.
out with the supplies, you know, after next week, go ahead and get a truck there.
Yeah.
And then we could continue,
just-
because
yeah.
obviously this is going to be an ongoing, basically rebuilding people's lives. So if we can get the immediate needs, the immediate construction supplies, and Margaret, you know, made a point when we were talking yesterday, you think about multi-states, multi-cities, multiple, you know, communities that have all been affected. So obviously those rebuilding resources are going to be scarce in those areas.
Yeah, they're going to be a lot
So
harder
that's
to
kind of
get.
our goal, is to make sure, obviously with the winter clothing coming up, jackets, scarves,
What about
Things
you?
like
What
that.
about gently used stuff? I
Yeah.
mean,
as long as
Absolutely.
they're not holes. I would say
Yeah.
socks, maybe we could just do new socks.
socks.
yeah,
instead of
but like
used socks.
like jackets and stuff
Absolutely.
like that.
I
Oh,
would
yeah.
say socks and underwear still in a bag.
Yeah, yeah,
But as far as
Yeah.
the jacket, if there's even children, some of the
Oh, yeah.
schools, you know, obviously we'll reach out to them as well. You know, anything that's not all busted up, I think is
They're
great.
gently
It
used.
can be gently used
clothing
for
items,
sure.
I think.
And you know, that climate is so tough. I've traveled that area a lot, and in the wintertime, and I would think that blankets,
That's on our list.
boots, anything that you would imagine you would need if you were stuck in a climate like the mountains
Mhm.
in the wintertime. And also just to realize this, you know, we have been so blessed. We've had hurricanes pass us by. Literally hurricanes that just, in fact, recently when Francine had us, we were right there bullseye and then turned. You know, we've just been so blessed. But I truly believe that God works through others to bless others. God has had, I know, had his hand on Natchez, and now is definitely calling us to be a helping hand to others. So I'm just so grateful y'all are doing this. The city is going to support this in every way, and we're going to help to get this word out, because Tuesday through Friday, wow, that's a length of time that can accumulate a lot of things needed. But also cash is really important, because there are things they need that won't fit on this truck, and the cost of getting the truck up there.
And we can get
So
that to them
cash is
quickly.
really
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So yeah,
And just so
And they're probably
everybody,
going to need cash because they don't have credit card
well,
machines,
yeah,
things
cash
like
is
this.
pretty much
you
all
know.
they're using, because you can't use machines.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have very little internet, and that's usually like at one building that's kind of up from the town. where they've created some showers. It used to be an old school. So they've got some showers there. They've got some chargers for cell phone chargers and all that kind of stuff. But what I do want to talk about is I want people to know that we aren't just, delivering this to, friend so-and-so. We're delivering it to a person who is a director in the town, who is she's one of the people that will post on Lansing in the Know. You'll see her, and her name is Renee Shuford, and she's our point of contact. She is a dear friend of ours, but she's also the point of contact. And I keep going back to her and saying, what do you need? Anticipate, you're not going to have whatever we're going to deliver is not going to be there for 2 weeks. So what is that going to look like in 2 weeks? Anticipate, because their needs change every day.
Exactly.
Every day.
And
then
some
we're
of
getting
this
into
list
winter.
may change some
Yeah,
between
exactly.
now
So
and next week.
the list that we're going to put up on our websites is going to be a fluid list. That might completely change in the next couple of days. But we have I feel like a pretty exhaustive list. Just to give you an idea, we've got construction materials, a lot of those, because we talked about having to replace all those items.
Mhm.
Plywood, sheetrock, 2x4s, screws, hammers, that kind of stuff. Then also don't forget about the animals. Crates that went away, that just floated down the river. You got dogs and cats, cat food, dry canned, large animal feed. You forget about you got large animals. Collars, leashes, outdoor dog houses, even for the winter. And then you've got, personal items, hand soap, shower supplies, so on and so forth. And then clothing, which is going to be, I've got on here winter clothing for men, women, children. Think mountain cold. I think, it's
That chill.
It's not-
to your bone cold.
not
Yeah.
winter on the beach.
Yeah.
It's up in, it's really bitter.
And then any non-perishable foods,
Yeah.
obviously water, there's never enough.
Yep.
Right.
So, any of the powers, electrolyte type things. So all of that's on the list. So, and whatever we collect, and then, like I said, with donations, we can kind of fill in some of the gaps here.
And
Yeah.
if we should, get so lucky that Lansing is overwhelmed with donations, then they will give it to the other communities in Ashe County.
Okay.
So it will
And
not go unused.
and also, I mean, don't forget about the prayers too. I mean, if
Oh, yeah.
if you
Amen.
can't give, because some people may not be able to give, but prayers are free,
That's
and I'm sure
right.
they'll take every one of them that they can get right now.
Absolutely.
But
That's right. And also, I would think flashlights and batteries. They're having serious problems with power in that area, and really just let the Lord put on your heart how to help, because obviously we all can make a difference. And if you don't feel like you have the ability to go to the store to bring something out to the location there on JR Junction, the old Kmart, there where the climate control storage is. If you can't make it there in person, then write a check, do a Venmo. The money is going to be controlled. It's going to be put to good use, and every dollar will help.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah. So let's go through one more time. It's going to begin on Tuesday, October the 8th.
Mhm.
What are the hours?
9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then what is the website for all of this information?
ListenUpYall.com. You got the chamber website,
City,
the Democrat, and the
then
city.
And then look for social media. So
Yeah, so a lot of
basically,
social
look for
media.
us sharing things.
Okay.
And we also encourage individuals, if you see our post, please share, just to make sure it gets to all avenues.
Right. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to call the mayor's office, City Hall. We'll have information there.
Or any of
The
us.
Chamber of Commerce, Listen
Yep.
Up Y'all, and also the Natchez Democrat is going to be helping, to put that word out. If people want to write a check, can they bring
All
it
of the
to the
checks,
chamber
yes,
office?
they can be dropped off at the chamber office.
They can bring it to City Hall, and how
Or
do-
even at the drop-off location. So as long as it's just specified, obviously, if it's made out to Natchez Chamber of Commerce, then if you specify Hurricane, Lansing, anything on the check, and also the Venmos again, just to make sure all the monies will be pulled together. The Venmo is brand new, so we know anything as of now, it goes straight into the account.
Great.
We'll have a tally, and we can update people as we get
We'll
through
have
the
a
week next
QR
week.
code for Venmo on all of our websites.
Great. And if you bring a check to City Hall, do make it out to Natchez-Adams Chamber of Commerce.
Correct.
And indicate Lansing in the memo, and we'll make sure to get those checks over to you, Lynn.
And we'll accept cash as well.
All right.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for doing this. As somebody in the community who's been on the other side of tragedy with my family,
Right.
and I've seen personally how this community comes together to support people and to help people. It's, I say it made me cry a little bit, but I mean, this community really is something.
It really is.
It really is. So thank you for stepping up, and God put this on your heart, and thank you for stepping up and doing this. And I know the people over there are very grateful for it. And anything else that you guys want to add before we get out?
Just that where we are in the southeastern United States, we are more prepared for weather, the hurricanes and things like that. So if you just kind of put yourself in their shoes just for a minute, that this was a completely blindsiding event. They knew it was going to be rain. But as far as the magnitude, think about the worst possible flood level. These cities and towns have been built to withstand that, and it just completely demolished the areas. So it's like coming out of, it really hit them with not much warning at all, or not any.
Yeah.
I think that, nationally they're talking about it's Katrina in the mountains. And if anybody, which everybody around here has some association with Katrina.
I was in South Louisiana.
Think of that magnitude in the mountains. And the reason that it happened so badly in the mountains is they had already had like 12 inches of rain before the hurricane got there. So, it has nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Eventually it's going to break through.
Well, and fires, and then so you don't have the vegetation.
There's just so much that it was just like literally the perfect storm, and one that they could never prepare for.
And mudslides and trees that are centuries I guess centuries old, falling on roadways and houses and power lines. And it's so hard to maintain these power lines as it is in the mountains. And so just imagine out of the blue all of this happening. I know I've watched several reports and they've used the word apocalyptic. And just to imagine that you would be in your house asleep, and then all of a sudden that creek rises. Next thing you know, your house, your town's being just wiped away. And the loss of life has been terrible. And the loss of life not only to the citizens of this area, but also to wildlife and to pets and horses. And it's just, Lynn, you were sharing with me things. I had no idea the depth of this impact on Monday, and how there were actually horse farms, just wiped out. And so really,
just the people that are still missing.
It's been horrible. And I actually heard from a friend in the area saying that they're hearing the rescue helicopters still just on search missions. So definitely keep all of the people in the Carolinas and in also East Tennessee and parts of Georgia in your prayers.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you guys coming in. We appreciate you guys doing this. And look, if you're watching this, if you feel the Lord landing on you to give in any way, please do so. Thank you to all of our viewers out there. Thank you to all of our awesome partners who make it possible for us to do what we do in the community. And God bless everybody out there, including Lansing. And as always, have a champion day.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granning at Go Mart and On The Go Deli.
Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff,
where everyone is family.
Guys, Ronnie and Shannon here with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight.
And we're here at our amazing partners, Gregg Veterinary Hospital.
Gregg Veterinary Hospital has been providing comprehensive, reliable, cutting-edge veterinary services to pets in the Miss Lou since 2002.
They welcome pets of all shapes and sizes who are in need of emergency treatment or who require routine medical, surgical, and dental care.
Dr. Gregg and his team offer a long list of services, including in-house laboratory diagnostics, digital x-ray, soft tissue, orthopedic surgery, dental care, extractions, laser surgery, laser therapy, preventative health, and wellness plans.
And if you need grooming and boarding services, they do that too.
So call Gregg Vet today.
Hi, it's Shannon with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight. If you like what we're doing, be sure to follow, like, share, and even comment on all our content. Also, visit MissLouChampions.com to sign up for our newsletter and to receive other information, as well as the opportunity to receive some awesome prizes. Thank you, Miss Lou, for your continued support, and as always, have a champion day.
Hey y'all, it's Ronnie and Shannon with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight.
And we want to tell you about our awesome partner, J.E. Hicks Distributing Company, also known as Hicks Chicks.
Hicks Chicks is a local, family-owned food distribution company that has been serving the Miss Lou since 1945. You already know they serve all of your favorite restaurants, but did you know that they are also open to the public?
Hicks Chicks has a variety of food products, including delicious heat and eat options like chicken and dumplings, white bean chicken chili, lasagna, and gumbo. They also carry a wide variety of seafood options like shrimp, crabs, tuna steaks, salmon, and catfish.
And don't forget about their delicious burgers that are already pattied up for you, and their amazing dessert options.
So stop by today at 1380 Martin Luther King Jr. Road in Natchez. Hicks Chicks.
Way more than just chicken.
Hey guys, Ronnie Calhoun here with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight, and I want to tell you about our awesome partners, Wardo's Po' Boys. Wardo's was created in honor of Allen Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.